Banger Central, Tom. Let's get into this one. Welterweight division. I'd say boy light for us. Jeff Neal, Hands of Steel, is back against, well, what do you even call this man? A marauder? A beast? That's right. Shavkat Rakhmonov is back. Undefeated, 16-0, welterweight, fighting out of Kazakhstan here. This is a big test for both of these men. This is like, are you going to be facing Gilbert Burns, Colby Covington, Bilal Muhammad? Or are you going to be relegated to Neal Magny and Michael Chiesa?
Well, interestingly, you should mention Neal Magny, the ever-present guardian of the top 10.
Yeah.
Jeff Neal already succumbed to Magny.
Yeah.
He failed the Magny test, and yet here he is fighting Shavkat Rakhmonov, and that is in no small part thanks to his knockout victory last time out in August of Vicente Luque. You remember the uppercuts, Joe?
What, the 10 uppercuts he threw in a row with his left hand? Hilarious. Hilarious. That's what I love about Neal, is that he does press the action, but he's so frustrating. Like, he's a strong striker, left hand dominant, but he's a headhunter. And when he finally threw to the body against Luque, it was like, oh my God, he's actually getting somewhere. He's actually getting it. And you could hear Saif Saud in his corner going like, throw to the body! Please, Jeff! Please throw to the body. Like, it was such a frustrating performance at times. And then when it clicked, it was bliss. Like, it was like, this guy's so good. That's the thing with Neal, is like, can he get it to click together?
Well, the other big win on his record, not talked so much about now, but a man who's gone on to be quite prominent at welterweight, is the winner of Bilal Muhammad. Do you remember that fight?
Did Jeff Neal win by decision?
He did, yeah. Back in 2019, this was.
Yes, I remember this. Basically Bilal couldn't get anything going off of the wrestling, and it basically got stuck in clinches.
Right, and it's these two components, a man who can put away Vicente Luque on the feet and fend off Bilal Muhammad, that makes him an interesting prospect at welterweight.
It does.
And hence why, we kind of let it slide that he did fail the Magny test. On the other side of the octagon, Shavkat Rakhmonov, a man who most certainly did not fail the Magny test.
No, Rakhmonov, I mean, when we go through his strengths, you just say everything, don't you? Like, but the thing is that, like, his wrestling isn't like lights out great wrestling.
It's the ground and pound, Joe.
Yeah, it's where these things get him to. Like, so for example, let me talk about Rakhmonov's weaknesses. Is that one of them? He can be pressed up against the cage. It's happened quite a few times where he kind of just gets like stuck there, or like it's not that he's stuck there. He's waiting because he's waiting for. Let's say you've got him pressed against the clinch and he's got like a right underhook. He's waiting of like, all right, when am I going to get my right leg out so I can trip you up and then get on top of you? And he'll wait like a minute, 90 seconds of like, okay, you can work there. I'll just wait. And rounds could disappear that way. But it's when he gets those trips and he gets the ground and pound, and he has such a specific ground and pound that he really goes for, which is the sort of stacked guard, where like your feet are up. And like you can't really like get an up kick going because of how you're angled, and all you can really do to defend yourself is sort of get from like cover your head, and then hits the hellacious up above you, ground and pound coming. It's brutal, isn't it, from Rahkmonov?
Yeah, it's absolutely savage. I mean, you mentioned the weapons and where to begin. The man loves a wheel kick.
Yes.
And we love men who love wheel kicks.
Yeah, the Carlston Harris one, spinning hook kick to then the ground and pound, the stacked ground and pound from there. The only weakness that really will come from that is that could offer leg entanglements. Now, I don't think Jeff Neal will be going for those, but a Gilbert Burns would. And he has been caught in that position. Against Magny, he got caught in that position a bit. It wasn't close. It wasn't close, but it was still there. It was waiting to see if he was going to fall into that.
And the other big weapon I like, Joe, I like the step-in knee.
Oh, yeah. Great linear attacks. Yeah, step-in knees, yeah.
Really, really hurts his opponent. And that, of course, opens up so many other options to follow on from that.
Yeah. He also does fight very long. Like, he fights at range, and it's like you have to break through that range to get inside. And it's so difficult. As you say, those knees are waiting for you there. spinning hook kicks, head kicks as well, like coming like sort of like whipping up, nice disguises on them. Just really good kickboxing as well. Slight problem, and I have seen this, is that sometimes he doesn't move his head if like it's in a tight exchange. So he'll throw and like he'll leave his head there, and he can get caught occasionally. I just struggle to see how Jeff Neal will break that line, basically, that's set by Rakhmonov's range.
Yeah, it's a big issue for Neal to overcome. Of course, if he can find his way inside, and Rahkmonov doesn't have fluid head movement, Jeff Neal will love that, Joe.
Yeah.
The man is a head hunter.
Yeah, as we saw in that Wonder Boy fight that was so frustrating. Just throw to the body, Jeff, please. Like, it is so frustrating to watch him, isn't it? Like, he loves throwing at the head. God, it's just irritating sometimes. Tom, I've gone for Rahkmonov by submission.
Yeah, of course you have. You'd be a madman not to pick Rahkmonov to win this fight, just because of what we've seen so far. I went for a KO.
Low output from Rahkmonov, though, 2.54 compared to Neal's 5.27. Neal absorbs at 5.28, though, so it's basically 1 for 1.
So I'm hedging my bets there. Could be something wild on the feet, but I'm also thinking about that ground and pound show. I can't stop thinking about it. So. Can
we just quickly address the fact now? There was sort of like a fan-made rivalry made between Rahkmonov and Khamzat Chimaev at welterweight. Chimaev's coach was recently talking to Submission Radio, and he said Chimaev's done at welterweight, and it's middleweight is the move for him now. Now, are the UFC going to change their promotional sites from Chimaev at welterweight to Rahkmonov? Because I feel like they won't. Like, this is a guy who just doesn't have that personality. I mean, it's the personality I like, the Fedor cold killer, But
yeah, he hasn't lit the touch paper just yet.
No.
I'm not sure if this is the fight to do it for him either, unfortunately. He needs the right matchup to bring it out of him. Still, look forward to seeing what comes up if they do a press conference this week. I really hope they do. I think they've got the fighters for it. But I did see the UFC has gone back to Kazakhstan with Rahkmonov. They put something out on their YouTube channel. So, there's time for Rahkmonov to become Khamzat-esque.
Yes.
Maybe like he's the light side and Khamzat's the dark side.
Yeah. All right. What would you rather see? Would you rather see Rahkmonov versus the winner of Edwards versus Usman, or Chimaev versus the winner of Adesanya versus Pereira? Oh.
I'll tell you the truth right now, Joe. I'd like one more fight for both of those guys.
Okay.
I'd like one more fight for both of those guys. Chimaev, if he's going to go up to middleweight.
I don't think they're next.
Right.
Either of these guys. Like, I don't think they're next. Right. But if I'm just saying, like, if they get into that position, who would you be more excited to see?
I'm not that excited about the prospect of Chimaev fighting Adesanya or Pereira.
You're not?
Not really. Not really.
That first round, man, it could be carnage. Like, he just gets shot out of a cannon, doesn't he? Like,
oof,
indeed.
I mean, I guess we're going to find out, Joe. It seems like these boys are destined for the biggest fights out there. So,
yeah, don't deny them either. Just like let them have these shots. Like, just embrace the fact that these guys are just so good. But as you said, I think Chimaev Whittaker is absolutely the fight to make. Like, that's it. Like, that is the test.
My beautiful boy.
Yeah. What? Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Let's deal with it when it comes up.
Right. Now, let's talk about this fight. Bo Nickal makes his debut against Jamie Pickett. Finally happens. The All-American, a lot of people said the best wrestler in the history of folk-style wrestling. Incredible record. National champion 3 times. Incredible. And I'm just going to say it right now, Jamie Pickett's getting an arse whooping. Like, this is the Bo Nickal show. He's opening the main card, and it is the Bo Nickal show. People going like, oh, can he handle the pressure? This man has wrestled at Madison Square Garden multiple times. multiple times. There is no pressure that this guy has not faced from a very young age. And from what I've seen in his MMA career, including his amateur fights, he's got some hands as well. But my God, when it gets to the ground, when he implements the wrestling, that's his world, and you cannot match him there.
Well, I tell you what helps you to have good hands, Joe. It's the absolutely suffocating fear of being taken down by Bo Nickal and the knowledge that he can do that at will. That makes it pretty hard to set up for any shots that come up top. Because any movement, any twitch of the fibre in Nickal's body, and you're thinking, he's shooting.
Yeah.
Now, his opponents thus far have not been able to deal with that. I think that's such a huge factor when you're fighting Bo Nickal, is that you've got to be on guard, ready to sprawl at all moments. And naturally, that means you're going to have to take the hands down. You're not going to take ideal positions. You're not going to take the same kind of risks. So it's exciting. There's a high ceiling for Bo Nickal.
Absolutely.
Gotta love what you've seen from him so far. Just pick your poison in terms of destruction. He's been whooping fools. These fools have not had Wikipedia records, so I can't tell you much about them. Jamie Pickett also has not got a Wikipedia record, but we have seen him in the UFC. Have you been impressed so far, Joe?
Of Jamie Pickett?
Yeah.
Why are you asking me this question? No, I've not been impressed.
Yeah.
2 and 4. He lost to Jordan Wright. I lost to Carl Dorcas. Come on, son. Tell me, this is his win. This is his 2 wins. Joseph Holmes, tell me about this man. Can you tell me anything about him?
I cannot. Joe.
And then Laureano Staropoli. Yeah, he's going on that UFC roster watch on Monday morning. Yeah, and I'm seeing that X next to him. Right.
Well,
Staropoli is now fighting in Fernand Lopez's promotion of Aries FC, and Joseph Holmes. Joseph Holmes, by the way, his Tapology picture, he's is him in boxing gloves. So not even an MMA fighter anymore. Yeah.
That's what Bo Nickal does to people, Joe. That's how good he is.
Here we go.
No, I mean, of course, yeah. Pick your poison. Bo Nickal by crushing victory. I happen to land on a sub.
Same here, sub. Do you know what, man? That last performance of his, I think it was his last one, where he got the triangle choke. That was so slick. Like, he got the takedown and rolled into the triangle, and it was too late. Like, the guy wasn't even like set in the position, and it was too late. Like, it was over. Bo Nickal by submission. This guy is coming. Get him fighting 3 times this year. He's not a heavy middleweight either, so he's not going to have a massive cut. Get him out there.
Well, let me say something I found interesting. He is on, him and Jamie Pickett taking his moment in the spotlight. He is on the
Embedded.
Not just on the Embedded, but on the main preview. Like,
oh, really?
What it's called.
Oh,
countdown.
yeah.
He's on the countdown. Jamie Pickett's got his moment.
Good for him.